And our guests join us now here on The Factor Uncensored to talk about the second impeachment trial of President Donald Trump. And so far, guys, looking at the reviews we're hearing, the president's defense team is horrible. Got off to a bad start. From Bruce Castor to David Schoen saying they were ill-prepared for this impeachment trial, but we had a vote today, and 56-44 for the constitutionality of this impeachment trial. Eric, Dick, let's begin with you. Your thoughts on this?
Well, I think this is kind of the boy that cried wolf. That's the story I think about. Whenever you kind of marginalize the impeachment process, after you try to impeach someone once, it's kind of hard to go back and try to do it again. I think what's happened is very, very wrong, very horrible, but I think you have a high burden. Plus, you have 44 senators already say that they don't think it's constitutional.
But we have seen some senators be swayed just from the constitutionality aspect and voted for it, Eric.
That's true, but not enough. You need 17 to sway. Well, you have an additional 17. It's a high burden. I think it's going to be difficult, and I think I think it's just kind of I think you have a Congress that's 71% disapproval, and I don't know that the American people have much of an appetite for this.
All right, let's bring Rashonda Tate in. Rashonda, your thoughts? Are we heading in the right direction by pursuing impeachment?
I think you have to. I think you have to send a message so that someone doesn't come up behind Donald Trump and feel like, well, I need to be as outlandish as he is. You have to set a precedence. And so I do think they need to move forward, even if they don't ultimately prevail.
All right, Frank, let's hear from you as an attorney, your thoughts on this process so far.
Look, Isiah, I think I've said this on my radio show, Frankly Talking, and I'm going to say it again here tonight on the Isiah Factor. This is a kabuki dance. And that's a dance that everybody knows what the outcome is. It's a stylistic Japanese dance, and that's what these politicians are doing. A pox on both the Republicans and the Democrats. They're wasting our money. If they believe that he committed sedition, indict him. Go indict him. Give him a jury. Go indict him if you can. Other than that, the man's out of office. Let the man go. If people vote for him next time in view of what happened, that's what the American people vote for. We're not a country that truncates people. We're not a country that cancels people. We're not a country that doesn't allow voting. The problem, how we got here, Isiah, how we got here was because our system failed. If we just would have had an airing of this, we don't know. Look, I watch the news and I do all this stuff. I still don't know. One side says, and I voted for Democrats, Republicans. I support all the Democrats locally. I've voted all over the place. But the point is, we never had an airing of this circumstance. One side says there's election fraud. The other side says no election fraud. Why can't they just air it?
All right, Frank, we're going to come right back to you. Melissa Rascone, let's get you into this conversation before we run out of time. Your thoughts?
Well, I think that, to say that it's such a high bar to impeach him again because we've already gone through the process once is just disheartening, because the evidence is there for this impeachment. It was not as clear before, even though I believed it then, but it is very clear now. And for us to just throw it under the carpet because he's not in office anymore is minimizing the significance of what happened that day. And that is what I think that we need to really be focused on, to say this is a political process. It's not a criminal trial. And so it is very frustrating to watch the Republican side cater to Trump, fly to Florida and kiss his ring before the impeachment trial, and literally tell everyone now they're concerned about the virus. Now they're concerned whether everyone gets their shots or not. But they weren't concerned when Trump was doing absolutely nothing about it. So it is frustrating that we have to see this political divide in the middle of this impeachment trial when this is beyond politics for me.
Eric, are you Republicans giving President Trump a pass, totally ignoring his complicit behavior, as the Democrats say, on January 6th?
Well, if it was truly nonpartisan, the impeachment shouldn't have been rushed. You should have taken your time and, explained the process. He was immediately impeached.
But with that line of thinking, Eric, you're still saying he's out of office. Why even move forward with it? So rush or not, your thoughts?
Well, I think if you're going to try to impeach somebody, you need to make a compelling argument. And it only seems political the quicker you do it. And it seems like it's a partisan fight. I think it's sad because it does marginalize what happened. I think it's kind of disappointing because this is the second time he's been impeached.
All right, Rashonda, we have about 30 seconds left. Go ahead.
I think a compelling argument was made on January 6th. End of story. Otherwise, you'll be setting a precedence for presidents to go about and say, this can happen. I can do whatever I want in my last couple of weeks of office. And I tried to watch with an objective lens, and those Trump attorneys were horrible, awful.